Yeah.
Everyone good?
Yep.
Ready to go? All right, boys. This is season 9, season 10, week, season 1, week 10,
Season
uh,
season
season 1,
2021.
season 1, week 10 coming up. We got hot picks. Actually, we just went over our locks, and they actually all look pretty nice. Um, Tease my pick. Our Twitter account is in rotation. We just got the basics locked in. We have um, our marketing
Team.
manager team, and our content creators. They're going to be honing in on that tease my pick
And I
in
just as a
Twitter.
quick disclaimer, I will not be using the Twitter at all because
Yes.
I am banned for life.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
this
Yep.
is
So.
I'm not logged
Mm-hmm.
in.
Mm-hmm,
Miles
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
Frost are going to
Yep.
be, looking at it, but we also have a
The marketing
team
team.
working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marketing team. Yes.
I was just going to
Yes.
say
So
that
it's
y'all will be looking at it.
I like that. That's super important due to so Twitter. We know you're going to see this video. We want you to know that Alex will not be in charge of anything. So, tease my pick. Give us until probably the end of the night. Probably up and running. Good, great things happening. But we do have week 10 hot picks for you guys. We're gonna get you. Do you guys like money? Yes.
Yeah, just a little
I
bit.
like losing it.
Yes. So this is what we want to do. We want to give you picks that are going to make you lose money. And so please do
Picked
follow us.
opposite.
Anything that we say, it's wrong. So just go with it. We're just kidding. We're actually really good at this. We did hit our lot parlay last week, right? Everyone did. Wait.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
I love the
Uh.
Raiders.
Dude. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I
they almost
had
came back and won.
Alex. No. Okay. Just say
Okay,
you didn't
coming
do
from
it.
the guy that picked the
Oh.
Packers.
Packers, they covered.
Yeah, they looked
Barely in the last
great.
30
What are we
seconds.
talking about? What are we talking about? Packers covered. Period. Barely, schmerely, narely. Doesn't matter. But Frost, you had what?
I
What,
had
what did you
the
have?
Titans.
Titans, and they very
They
much
won
covered.
outright. Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go over Thursday night football happening tomorrow night. Get through the season or get through the week really quickly, and then we're gonna go over our locks. So be prepared. Ravens at Dolphins. It's at a 7.5 spread. Real quick, look, the Ravens played really, really good football last week, squeezing out that win, which I really didn't want them to win, of course. 7.5 over a touchdown. I think teams are really starting to not stop Lamar, but slow him down. I think I like Dolphins 7.5 at home. Not really sure why, but I'm just gonna do it. I think I'm biased actually. I don't think I like the Ravens, so I feel more comfortable because they've been playing. They've either been losing or playing their games too close.
Mhm.
So 7.5 Dolphins.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on this one. Um, the Ravens are one of those teams that are getting all these squeaked out victories, and you know how Thursday night football goes and all these night games, like they're becoming so like toss uppy. So I mean, if you're
Mm-hmm.
giving me that hook at the 7.5, I'm kind of liking that. I can totally see the Ravens winning by 7 here. Um, so yeah, I mean the Dolphins are at home here. I'll ride with them 7.5.
Yeah, the 7.5 hook, I'm going to lean with them. I do use this game for multiple bets, actually, for my teasers at the end. So I'll go over that. But I do like what the Ravens are doing. Lamar Jackson is in the conversation of MVP of this season. He is absolutely carrying that team. And I wouldn't sleep on the Ravens. I think they come off the bye week. I think they're one of the best teams off the bye week in the last 15 years. I think they're like 12-3 or something along the lines of that. They're a real good team off the bye week with Harbaugh. But yeah, if you're giving me a 7.5 hook, I'm going to stick with the Dolphins. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. I think Lamar has been playing lights out, so I'm excited to see what he has to do off the bye week.
All right, so You're gonna take the 7.5. You said.
Yeah, 7.5. The Dolphins, but I'm not. Yeah, I teased this one down in my teasers for the Ravens. So I'll go over that at the very end. But yeah, if you're giving me just the straight spread 7.5, I'm going to take the Dolphins at home.
Okay.
I love home
Okay.
underdogs. So.
And then there's a DraftKings. I don't know if anyone watching here is from any other state, but there's a DraftKings promo on Lamar's passing yards, 250 plus, at like plus 165, I think it was. So
I like that.
I'm gonna dabble some money on that one through my bookie, Pierce Miller, who loves me so much.
Oh, Pierce, keep enabling the addiction. Buffalo Bills at New York Jets. Let's do a little quick rewind. New York Jets 2 weeks ago upset the Bengals 34-31 victory last week. Going against the Colts Thursday Night Football. Mike White was 7-7. He gets hurt, gets out of the game. Josh Johnson goes in, and they just get obliterated after that. 11.5 point spread. Let's not forget, Bills just lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars, so we got to see how they respond. I think they respond in a positive way. That being said, 11.5 is a big point disparity when I see Mike White is able to keep a game close. So I'm going to go 11.5 Jets, even though I do see this as a Bills game. I would like it if the Bills were at home, I think. Still division game, right? So 11.5 Jets.
Yeah, for this one, today, actually, they announced that Mike White was going to play, and the line moved from like 13.5 to 11.5.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones that I teased up to like 19 points, I think it was, for the Jets. But yeah, I mean, you can see all the sharps are on the Jets here. The line will probably move all the way down to like 10. So I like that. The Jets at home versus the Jets away are a completely different team. And then the Bills, I mean, they're kind of like the Ravens in the sense that they're playing a lot of teams close as of recently, and they really haven't been that impressive. I mean, Josh Allen hasn't been as great as we thought he would turn out. Their defense is playing pretty good, but their offense really isn't moving the ball like they were in the past. With all that being said, a good defense and kind of a low-scoring game at this point, you got to take the underdog. And at home, so I think everyone's rolling Mike White here. Frosty.
Yeah, I think I agree with you guys. This will be a clean sweep. I love originally, I think the week started off what you said, 13.5. I think it was 12.5 on Tuesday.
It may have even been at 14, honestly.
Yeah, it was at 12.5, I know, on Tuesday. I still like the Jets, even though the line's moving down. Especially at home. They're 2-1 against the spread at home, which is going to be super nice. They seem to completely forgot about Zach Wilson, so I'm glad they have finally found their savior in Mike White. But it's one of those games where the Bills come off a disappointing loss. I can definitely see them keeping this a lot closer than expected. I'd still home underdog. You're giving me that many points, especially over 10. I think at the end of the week, it may get down to 10.5, maybe 10. But I do like the Jets covering this one.
All right, so yeah, clean sweep. I think Alex, you made a good point. Jets at home, different team for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Miles.
Huge,
great team.
Yeah, I get it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Washington football team. Look, Bucks they didn't get their ass kicked last week, but them losing a game that I feel like a lot of people thought they were going to win is, for the defending Super Bowl champions, is a kick in the mouth. Washington football team has not inspired anything. Unfortunately, sorry, Jamie, no flame. Jack, they have not given me any type of confidence for me not to take the 9.5 Buccaneers. I'm gonna take that. You're gonna get a mad Tom Brady. Could get ugly fast. 9.5 I'll take Bucks.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one. Tom Brady, I have it on my phone somewhere, but Tom Brady against the spread off of a bye week, or I think it's off of a loss. He's like 40-25 or something like that against the spread. Someone crazy. So yeah, I mean, it's like a double whammy here. Off of a loss plus bye week, Tom Brady against a Washington football team that it's probably, at least when according to Vegas, like one of the biggest disappointments this year. The one thing that does like alarm me a little bit is that like Godwin's out or potentially out, AB's out, and Gronk. But I mean, this is one of my early picks that I did right away when I saw it was Bucks -10, and if you're getting it at 9.5, you gotta like it even more. I have a feeling that a lot of the sharps are gonna bet on Washington, but
Mm-hmm.
I just it's one of those things that it's like what do you see in this team? So
Mm-hmm.
I feel way more comfortable with Tom Brady here. Jamie is just typing angry in my chat, but yeah, we're gonna go Bucks -9.5 here.
Yeah, I've been burned too much by Washington in my bets, so I fade them almost every chance I can now. They are absolutely horrible against the spread, 1-7 right now this year. Worst team in the NFL against the spread, so I do not like the Washington football team. Potentially Red Wolves, hopefully. But the one thing you're looking at is Brady obviously coming off that loss will be more than determined to win this game. They kept it close in the playoffs last year, so it's kind of it'll be a nice matchup to see again. But yeah, the injuries are the one thing that's kind of alarming to me. I'm not concerned about AB being out or even Gronk being out. I'm more concerned about Godwin being out on this one. But I still think I just can't trust. I can't trust the Washington football team at this point. I lean towards Tampa at this one. At this point, they have the line at 51, so they're saying there's going to be no defense, which obviously has shown true this year for Washington, being the most disappointing defensive units right now this year. At least what they expected to be. So I like Tampa at this one, and I'm not even going to look at the game. I probably won't even. I'll check for an update on the score, but that'd be it. I don't even touch this on any of my bets.
This definitely has murder potential.
Yes.
Yeah. So Tom Brady 47-22 against the spread off of a loss. So yeah, that plus bye week scary.
And I think I would say 9.5. Football team covering. We should not take that as a loss. Like, I feel like that's going to be, it's like I don't want to say anomaly, but like, it's like we're using like, I feel like good logic. So anyone that's taking the Washington team, it's just like luck.
It'd be like the Jets beating the Bengals, right?
Are they playing in Washington? Are they playing
in Washington?
Are they playing in Washington?
Yeah.
Washington's 0-4 against the spread at home. So I'm not too confident.
I think all of their fans are trash, and they've given up on their organization. Oh, geez, Rick. But hey, they got the Wizards. So
Falcons at Cowboys at Cowboy Stadium. This is one of those stadiums, one of those home teams that matters. The noise, ambience. Cowboys won. Beat the Broncos big time last week. So that's.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, 30-0. The Broncos won.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the Broncos. Was I saying that? Okay. Broncos beat the Cowboys really bad last week. I'm gonna start out by saying I like Falcons +8, and it's only gonna be one reason. They've been playing everyone like surprisingly close. I don't think it's Matt Ryan, even though so this is the thing with Matt Ryan. I'm gonna squash this. Your distilled, irrational, dumb hate for Russell Wilson.
Oh, I thought Alex, you were. I was like, Robert's the one that gives you shit, not me.
Yeah. So, but I guess for both of you, well, we know why he hates Russell Wilson, but your irrational hate is my irrational hate for Matt Ryan.
Okay.
It's
Even though
something
he has
I can't
beautiful
explain.
Family and never goes out there and
We're not talking
plays
about
with
it.
against them.
So +8 Falcons, simply because I think they've been playing everyone close. Who knows what the Cowboys exposed, like what the Broncos exposed in the Cowboys? Who knows if Dak is getting hurt or is feeling something with that calf?
hmm
+8 Falcons, though. I gotta go.
For this one, I think the Broncos they had a really good running game, so I think they were kind of able to expose us there. I'm liking Cowboys -8. I think this is going to be a bounce back game for us. Um, this is one that I teased down to -3. I don't really necessarily love it at -8 because I think the line's probably correct around 9ish. Um, but yeah, I think we saw a little overreaction with the Falcons. Like they got a big win last week. We got a huge loss, and I think things are going to go back to normality here. I think we have an angry Cowboys team, and they're going to prove it in this game. But yeah, kind of going off of what Miles said, I think that if Dak is actually more hurt than we assume, then it could be bad. But yeah, I'm gonna roll -8 Cowboys here.
And is Tyron Smith still out?
I think so. Yeah.
They're
I don't
saying,
think he's.
that's major.
I don't think he's coming back this week. But in regards to this game, I'm definitely leaning the Falcons on this one. If you're just going the straight spread, I do like that spread at 8.5 for them. They're actually better on the road record wise than when they are at home. They're literally 3-1 on the road. So I do like this game for them where they're sitting at. The one thing that Denver did kind of expose in Dallas's defense was the communication factor. There was a lot of broken plays that game where Denver kept catching Dallas off guard. It wasn't that Dallas wasn't playing physical enough. It was that you're letting a running back reach the safety without ever being touched. Like it was a breakdown in the defense and the offense, obviously, with Dak coming back from the injury. It was going to be slow to begin with anyway for Dallas with that. It's whenever you come off an injury like that, you want to be certain you're fine. He didn't look like he was fully there yet. Hopefully, it's not a lingering issue for Dallas's sake, but I do like the Falcons on this one. And I did also, Alex, I did tease this one down for the Cowboys. So, again, I'll go over that at the end. So
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I think that game, it was just one that we completely lost momentum after that punt block, kind of like what Hack was saying. That was so weird, whatever rule that is. But I mean, if we were to get the ball back there, I think second half we could have brought it back. But it was just
Okay.
it was all around poor from I would say every single player on the team and coach. So I think we just didn't show up to play, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Maybe that's
okay.
a optimistic Cowboys view, but
Saints at Titans. Um, Remind me real quick, who did the Titans beat up last week? Who was it?
Rams.
the Rams.
Yes. Okay. The Rams. So Saints at Titans. The reason why I'm gonna take the Saints to win outright, and it's not gonna. I think this is gonna be like just a luck one for me. The factors of the Saints still being a good defensive team goes in account. They did play the Buccaneers really, really well last week, and then on top of that, kind of like I guess that sprinkle of luck. I think it's tough in the National Football League to win 4 games in a row, and so I'm just going to go into it thinking the Titans they're not that kind of team to win 4 games in a row, and then that they'll lose. And so with them losing, I would take the Saints at +125. I think that's really good. Saints, I don't know. I think I don't think we're overreacting to the Titans. But I do think overall that I don't know. I just think that I'm just going to take the Saints to win outright on this
You
one.
think they're like due for a loss? I guess would be the best way to put
Yeah,
it.
I just think
You
they've
think
been
it's like mentally taxing to just win a lot?
keep winning, keep
Yeah.
winning. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have Titans -3 here. But yeah, I'm going just based off of how I feel about both teams. Um, Saints are on their third string quarterback. Titans, they have 4 wins. Bills, Chiefs, Colts, Rams, which are all top 10 teams or around there. Um, and I mean, Vegas right here with how their line looks is telling me that they're about equal teams, which I don't see that. I think Titans are a top AFC team, and the Saints are like an average team, at least with Simeon, I think. Um, so yeah, I'm a roll with Titans here. I can see where Miles is coming from, where the sense that it's like, all right, you know, they're bound for like a loss, but mathematically, I just feel like the Titans are the correct play here.
Yeah, on this one, I'm rolling with the Titans. The only reason I'm really going to be rolling with the Titans, and I do agree with you, Mills, on that one, especially about like they played 4 amazing teams, and that's got to be taxing on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they've obviously won, which has been amazing. But I think, with the way the Saints right now, Alvin Kamara is still up in the air for whether or not he's going to play on Sunday. If Alvin Kamara doesn't play, this line's probably going to move to 4.5, maybe 3.5,
That's
somewhere in there.
that's what I predicted the line to be before I
Yeah,
looked at it.
and so I do like the Titans on this one, and I think even with APN, he didn't look amazing. He played the role correctly, did everything he needed to do, didn't fumble the ball, which is great. I think the Titans win this one, and the Saints is just I need that line to go up to 3.5, and then I would maybe lean towards Saints
Right.
because their defense is so amazing.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
right now I had it at 2.5 or 3. I'd stick with the Titans on this one.
Another
Okay.
another thing too that I played was the under 44.5. I think I think the Titans and Rams game went under even under that total, which was kind of crazy because you would have thought that the Titans and Rams would score a lot of points, but when it comes to a game like this, like Saints and Titans, the Titans defense looked pretty good, and the Saints are probably top 3. And
Mm-hmm.
then you got the backup, you got third string QB on the Saints, and then you don't have Derrick Henry, and then like Frost was saying, the Saints don't really have any weapons on offense either, so this can really be a dud of a game. I mean, this could be 20-17 or something like that. So I like the
Yeah,
under
I
on
can
this
see
one.
that.
Yeah.
I think what I'm all so of course, them winning 5 in a row against good teams is tough to swallow for me, but I'm respecting that win that they had against with the Bucks, the Saints. That win, I'm
Uh-huh.
I'm really respecting that as well. So,
Yeah.
um, y'all are gonna take Titans. I'll take
Yeah.
the Saints on that one. Next game, Jacksonville Jaguars at Colts. Jacksonville Jaguars got the first win against the Bills. What was it like? Was it 9-6 or 6-3?
It was like
Something
nine
weird
to
like that.
six or something.
9-6, yeah.
Okay. Um, so it's unfortunate that I guess their offense wasn't able to show much firepower, and I mean that within the Jaguars, and then you have the Colts that showed a crap load of firepower within their offense. But I do want to still go back to that thing it said about the Jets and how Mike White had that game pretty close until he got hurt. It was 7-7, I think, and he got hurt. He might have actually even gotten hurt on his touchdown drive, but I can't remember. That being said, and this is actually coming from Colin, like their pass defense is not very good at all. They do have a great run defense. And then I don't know. I guess if the Jacksonville Jaguars can summer up some type of force to beat the Bills, um, I don't know, man. It's tough. You're kind of 10 points. I'm just gonna take the Jaguars. That's about it. That's all I got, honestly.
Yeah. Another thing too, the Jets' run defense is horrendous. Taylor walked all over him. I think he had like 200 yards, and he was even out
Mm-hmm.
for like a quarter.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, y'all know how I feel about the Colts, or at least Wentz. I I have to take the Jags plus 10 here, and I feel like I feel like they're kind of doing this, and I kind of been saying it. I mean, they have the rookie coach and then the rookie quarterback, and then you have on the other side with the Colts, you have the choke master Carson Wentz.
No.
So
Oh.
I
Coming off
think
of a career game for himself.
right,
Settle
and
down.
he is good, but he has that hidden thing inside of him that he will choke in some way. So that's kind of how I feel about him. He's just way too sporadic. Um, so yeah, it's not something I'm personally gonna play, but if I at least in our pick'em like RF thing, I'm gonna take the Jags here. Um, the Colts just have too much uncertainty for me to be confident in laying points on their side. So I'm going to take the team that I feel like is at least kind of moving forward. So I'll go plus 10 Jags.
Yeah, on this game, give me the Colts. I'm going to take the QB that's going to forego his child's birth and play the game on Sunday. So
Oh,
I
Jesus.
like the dedication. I like what I'm seeing with their run game, especially. They truly, I just don't. This team has too much potential, and they're fighting for a playoff spot. They're obviously not going to win their division, but they are fighting for the playoff spot. I do like the last few games they've put together. Carson Wentz is coming off of an amazing game, obviously. Finally, no interceptions, something we wanted to see all year. But the Jags, I just can't trust them. They're going to be coming off of like nosebleed high win. Like they just beat the Bills. Like it's going to be so hype for them, and then this will be the biggest letdown game where they get curb stomped. Like I could see this getting out of hand really fast, and I see this line closer to 12 and a half to 13 for me. That's just what I think. I think the Colts are in every aspect better than the Jags, like almost every aspect. The
Like
only
QB?
Yeah, I think QB right now, yeah. I would
I'm
take
kidding.
Carson Wentz over fucking Trevor Lawrence right now. But yeah, I'm going to take the Colts on this one. I love their run game. They'll control the ball and they'll control the game. They'll keep the offense off the field for whatever offense the Jags have, and be able to. I like the money line on this one too, or the not the money line, but the
Over under?
47 and a half. I like the under on this one. I think it's going to be like a 30 to maybe 30 to 10
I kind
type of
of
game,
I like the
somewhere in the
under too.
ballpark of that. But
Yeah.
I think the Colts can easily handle this team. I don't see a hiccup from them on this game.
Okay. So Alex and I taking the Jags. I took luck. Alex took hate, and logic is going to be with the Colts and Frost. And so that's good. Lions at Steelers. Steelers -8. At home, at defense, TJ Watt, that offense.
Defensive player of the year.
I'll take -8. Even though, like we say every week, it's gonna, the Lions will get one. Who knows who that victim will be? That being said, I'm 8 points. It's so hard to trust Ben Roethlisberger. I think it's really tough to trust him. But I will. I'll trust that TJ Watt won't mess it up. And TJ Watt's going to put them in good field position for Chris Boswell to get those points. I'm not trusting Ben Roethlisberger in this. So -8, Steelers is what I'll do.
This is one of my more favorite picks. I'm going Lions +8.
Oh,
I'm going to continue to lose money on this team. It's not even like a pro Lions. I just don't see the Steelers just can't score at all. The Steelers are going to win between the points of 1 and 7. That's what I'm predicting right there. I think they win the game, but like I just don't see enough firepower from their side. I was watching Big Ben. He threw like a Hail Mary pass to whoever it was, and it was like 40 yards. I was like, that's the farthest he can throw. Um, so I think it's going to be low scoring, but I mean, I just don't think the Steelers should be 7-point favorites against any team. Just because of the way they play, and it's not even. I think their defense is amazing. I have them on like every single one of my fantasy teams, but I just don't see them moving the ball at all. So yeah, +8 Lions, probably top 3 pick for me.
Oh, jeez.
So on this one, I hate to agree with Alex, but I am going to go the Lions on this one. With Claypool, he got off the field. I think it was the third quarter. Had that slight injury and didn't come back into the game. So I'm concerned about him, whether or not he's going to play. That's kind of that's the catalyst for the big playmaker. Him and Johnson really mirror each other very well, and so I like seeing them two like opposite sides where Ben can choose which one to go with. Due to the calls that last game, the Bears probably should have won with the calls. It seemed like the refs were giving the Steelers the game. I hate to say that, but the defensive side of things, Steelers are amazing. This is the lowest line of the week anyway for 42.5, I believe, is the lowest out of all the NFL games. So I do like I like Detroit +8, but I do like the Steelers winning. And this is one of my teaser ones where I bring it down to where it could happen. And obviously Detroit's coming off the bye week, and they've been sitting there for 14 days listening to people say, you're the shittiest team in the NFL. If this is the one game that they can win, like this should be the game that they come out and play with full everything and like give it all. Right. Like this could be an upset, and I hate to say that, but it's just one of those things. Like the Steelers have won 4 in a row. Like this Steelers should not be a team right now that wins 4 in a row. Like that's shocking to me right now, and so it's I take Detroit +8. I still like the Steelers winning, but Detroit +8.
Okay. I think if I were to tease, I think I'd go up for Lions, force the Steelers to score more. That's what my personal opinion would do.
Then you're getting Lions like +14. So that'd be the Steelers winning by more than that would be pretty shocking to me. Just the way they play, right? Like they just play super defensive.
Yeah. Well, they're doing ground and pound. That's their new.
Yeah, they're like
Najee
playing.
Harris,
They're
30
playing
carries
not.
a game.
They're playing not to lose. I feel like the Steelers at this point. They're playing not to lose.
Right.
Browns at Patriots. Browns having a monstrous win over the Bengals last week. Really kicked their teeth in. Very convincingly. A lot of emotion with the Odell drama. We thought it was going to go the other way, went the opposite way. Patriots, this is going to be the game where I say, okay, we got to take the Patriots as actual, like
threat.
Legitimate, like AFC East threat, like to win the division. They're at home. I like that. I like how this is a team that actually can tackle, so they can probably help slow down the running game. And if what Bill Belichick's going to do, COVID, right? Chubb and
their backup Henderson, or not Henderson, it's
Hunt.
Dearness.
Yeah.
No, Dearness.
No, Demetric Felton's out. Demetric Felton's out.
Sorry.
Okay, Demetric and Nick Chubb are going to be out. With that being said, I think the best thing that Bill Belichick does is taking away what you do well. And so he's going to force Baker to throw the ball. And I think that's going to be a positive for the Patriots. And that offensive line for the Patriots is better. It's like a top 5 offensive line. So it's going to be harder for Garrett to get to Mac Jones, but I'll take the -2.5 for the Patriots at home. I think this could be a big win for them for sure.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with Miles here. This is one of those lines that when it first came out, I think it was at 3 for the Patriots. And I kind of had a feeling that people were going to start betting on the Browns. And I think it went down to like a pick 'em. And then today, I think it was, whenever Chubb got announced out, I immediately bet on the Patriots. I think I got it at like -1 or -1.5. So that was kind of the turn the needle kind of thing. I was already gonna bet it, but right when I saw that, I was like, all right, now I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna go like 5 units on the Patriots to make the playoffs. I think they are a legitimate team. I mean, how can you not trust Bill Belichick in in a seven team AFC playoffs? Like they're bound to probably get that with how poor the AFC's been this year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like them to make the playoffs, and then I like them to win here. Um, Bill Belichick against Baker Mayfield with no weapons. I mean, even when the Browns beat the Bengals, like I think Baker only had like 17 completions or something
It
like that.
wasn't. It wasn't. It was. I know. Frost, I'll get you in. That game was strictly poor tackling. Like it
Yeah,
was. It was never in Baker's hands. It was poor
right,
tackling and 3 big plays. And so if the
right,
Patriots can eliminate that,
right.
they're good.
So yeah, I mean, you got a better Patriots defense than the Bengals. Um, and then yeah, I mean, you're kind of just trusting Bill Belichick to probably make Baker throw, which is probably
Mm-hmm.
his game plan, and he doesn't really have any weapons to throw to. So yeah, Patriots, I would like it up to 3. I'm glad I got it at like 1.5. So this is also one of my favorite plays. I'm kind of confused why people would take the Browns here, but watch Frost take the Browns here.
Yeah, so on this one, I'm a big Patriots believer. This is actually my lock of the week.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't see them losing this game. Bill Belichick will have a game plan set for them. He absolutely destroyed the Panthers, pretty much ended Sam Darnold's career. And on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, I don't see Mac Jones making mistakes for this team. Like I don't. There's nothing that he does that is he's so good at controlling the game, which is amazing. He may not have all the flashy plays and everything like that, but I love Mac Jones being able to handle the situation that they're about to go into. Agreed with you, Al. At the beginning of the week, it was 3, and then it went down to a pick 'em, and then right when they said Chubb was out of the game, I was just take it. Like at that point, you just
Mm-hmm.
had to take the bet. But yeah, this is definitely my pick of the week. I love the Patriots where they're at. I think this is going to be their statement win of the season, pretty much securing their spot into the playoffs, saying like we are the team for the playoffs because they're going to be a scary number 7 or 6 seed. No one is going to want to play them whenever they get up there, and
Mm-hmm.
whoever gets the 1 seed is going to be, thank God, they're going to be so happy. But it's going to be Patriots will be one of those teams they could knock anybody out. And I mean, you look at it, what they could like. What if the Titans start losing some games? They face the Titans. I would love to see the Patriots versus Titans in the playoffs and see that matchup. Like Bill Belichick would absolutely demolish the Titans. Like I don't see the Titans winning that matchup if they
Well,
go against each other right now.
speaking of, they play each other in 3 weeks. I was
Oh,
gonna
so we'll
give you
see a
all.
matchup. We'll see a little preview there.
I
Then.
was gonna give you their schedule because that was a bet that I wanted to place last week, but I was kind of who they play the Panthers.
Yeah, they play the
Mm-hmm.
Panthers
Yeah,
last
I
week.
think a lot of sharps kind of like the Panthers in that game, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait it out and kind of see. But here are their next 8 games: Browns, Falcons, okay, Titans at home, like the Patriots are at home, and then they go 2 games at the Bills, which they could probably split that game or that team. They go at Colts, which you would assume the Colts would win, and then they
Mm.
have home against the Jags, and then they have the Dolphins as their last game. I mean, that's got to be 6 wins, 6-2, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
worst case like 5-3. So I'm convinced already. I'm a stay
Yeah,
with.
I like where the Patriots are at right now. So I'm gonna take them. They are rising up right now ranks for power rankings for a lot of people, and I think people are finally starting to see that the money they spent in the offseason is finally paying off, and
Yep.
it's finally showing up on the field. That's what we wanted to see at the beginning, the first 5 games, it didn't look like it was really panning out, but now it's starting to actually hit.
Okay. Yeah. Next one, getting into the late afternoon slate. Got what, 4 games for the late afternoon slate. First one, we're talking Vikings at Chargers. Chargers pulled out a close one with the Eagles. Um, I would say that I think the Eagles defensively looked better, to where I don't know if I want to punish the Chargers for. I guess the Eagles didn't. Eagles,
Yeah,
Eagles. They had
Eagles looked like a better team there, or they
they
started playing
but
better.
their I think their defense, they let up big plays because I watched that game because I really wanted the Eagles to win. I feel like they let a lot of big plays go, but their running game with Jordan Howard,
Yeah.
it's convincing. I really like it.
Who Jordan Howard is
Um,
also known to be like do or die running back as well.
right.
So
Um, Vikings at Chargers, though. Vikings overtime loss to the Ravens. So infuriating. Dalvin Cook, though. We don't
Yeah.
know exactly what his slate is. I don't really know. Of course, I think I want to go Vikings. Um, I really don't know.
Come on, man, make your decision.
I'll just go. I think I'm biased. I don't hate them, but I don't like them. Justin Herbert, but I'll go Vikings +3.
yeah, I agree with you
I'm
on
sure.
this one. Vikings +3 is my play. Um, they're the UT of the NFL is the best way to put it. They are good, but they choke at the end. Actually, my favorite play for this game was first half Vikings. So I think they're going to come out strong. Kirk Cousins is still playing pretty well. The Chargers' run defense is terrible. So I mean, as long as Dalvin Cook is playing, I think he could have easily 100 plus yards against them. I think it should be probably pretty high scoring. Um, but yeah, I think it should be kind of closer to a pick 'em in my head. So I think with the value, I think the Vikings are the play here.
Wait, Dalvin Cook. They haven't said he's in
No, they
like.
have not said he's in
No,
trouble.
no.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I actually saw a tweet earlier that said that the NFL hasn't done anything yet. So he's like,
Okay.
there should be no problem unless
There's
something,
no
and
investigation
yeah,
underway.
unless something happens in the next 2 days. But like as of now, the NFL is like completely out of it, and they're like letting him play. So I mean
Okay.
that could be devil's advocate type thing, to where like this is all getting in his head if he's guilty and then he like doesn't have a good game or something. But yeah, I think the correct move would be Vikings. So
Frosty.
Yeah, on this one, I do. I lean towards the Vikings only because they are so good at keeping games close. But
Mm-hmm.
like you said, they are choke artists when it's within 7 points, or the game is within 7 points. They're 2-5, so they are not good at winning a game. I do still like the Chargers winning this game. This was almost my pick 'em, but I did use this game as a teaser to tease the Vikings up. Yeah, to
Mm-hmm.
tease them up so that
I like
it's
that.
more of a favorable bet. But you're giving me the 3. I think by the end of the week, especially with the Dalvin Cook situation, it'll probably be 3.5, somewhere in there. If you get it at 3.5, that's even better. But yeah, I like this being maybe within this could be like a 27-24 game, or
yeah,
27-25, somewhere in the ballpark of there, where it's not like an amazing defensive display between the
Mm-hmm.
teams. I do like the defensive unit for the Vikings more than I do the Chargers right now. But Herbert is coming off of he did play very well the last game. which is he was struggling, and obviously that happens. But man, the Vikings. Thank God it's not a primetime game. If it was a primetime game, I'd put all my units on the freaking Chargers and wouldn't even think about it. But
I agree with that.
Late afternoon game, he'll be fine. Kirk Cousins won't be in the limelight.
All right. Next one: Panthers at Cardinals. Cardinals, massive win last week against the 49ers with their backup quarterback and Colt McCoy. We all heard about it with our annoying friend. Panthers got obliterated by the Patriots. Little bit of a what would you call it? Like some Brian Burns upset about Mac Jones, whatever. Their quarterback situation is alarming. I'm assuming at this point, unless they sign someone, it's going to be that Walker guy, right? Or
just put Christian McCaffrey in as QB. I don't understand why they don't even.
It's not actually a terrible idea.
Just do it.
It really isn't. I would be very sure he can throw a ball very well. Cardinals though, 10.5. I feel like you got to take it. I will admit, I was wrong. I know he's gonna like to hear this. I was wrong last week. I really thought their success was Kyler only initiated, but their defense is something that I guess we've lacked on saying that is like a good defense. I think they have a solid defense with really good players all over the map. 10.5. I'll take it. A team that can score a lot without their main pieces in. Against a team that can't score at all with all their pieces in. So 10.5, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
I didn't make an official play for this, but if I were to take anything, it'd be the Cardinals minus 10.5. It scares me a little bit just because Colt McCoy is playing, and obviously you would rather have Kyler in there. But yeah, I mean, the Panthers are really bad. Their QB play is not good, and you just got to ride with the firepower of the Cardinals. I mean, they look like a top 3 team. Kingsbury is looking like he could win Coach of the Year. Should be favored probably by now, just because how he's winning without Nuke and Kyler. And I think and I kind of said this earlier in the year, but I think that AJ Green and JJ Watt were 2 huge additions, at least in the sense that they can bring some leadership to that team. And Kingsbury obviously is kind of more of a new coach, so if you can bring some veteran leadership in there, it definitely helps the team morale. So yeah, I think Cardinals, I'd probably even like them up to like 12 or something like that. Not huge on this play, but yeah, if I had to pick a side, Cardinals would be my play.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean on the Cardinals, especially when Tucker went into the game after Sam Darnold got injured. It was not impressive at all. Looked all over the place and just didn't. I'm glad they have Christian McCaffrey back, which is amazing. Chris McCaffrey is going to be one of those guys that's just going to be stuck on a bad team for the rest of his career. Hate to say it, but it just seems like that after that hot start and everybody was jumping on the bandwagon, they just played 3 really bad teams at the time, and then they're starting to play mediocre teams. And now they're coming up against the Cardinals, who are obviously in the power rankings number 1 or 2. And Carolina is probably sitting at, I'd say Carolina is probably like one of the worst 4 and 5 teams out there right now. So I do like the Cardinals here. Even I think Kyler will play actually, from what I'm been looking into. But there's no need to rush him, I don't think, for the Cardinals. So that's the only thing that scares me. Can Colt McCoy have 2 back-to-back great weeks? That'll be the main thing to get them, because I think the Cardinals still win this, obviously, by at least 7. But yeah, I'd like the line to move a little more, but I'm going to take the Cardinals on this one. I don't really trust Carolina at all. So,
Okay. What would the line be with Kyler?
Probably like.
It'd probably be 13.5.
Probably more than that. I honestly think it'd be like 17 or like 15.5 or something.
Because
how much is he worth?
So it'd be 14. It'd be 14.5. Because when Aaron Rodgers was out, it was a 6.5. I think it was a 6.5
Yeah.
point spread. So I think they would value that same value
Yeah,
towards
it'd probably
them.
be like 14.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be at 14.5 roughly.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Okay. Eagles at Broncos. Broncos 2 big. One win and then a huge win last week. And then the Eagles big win against the Lions. Tough loss against the Chargers last week. It's very interesting. Very interesting game. I think these two teams. That three is good. I feel like they're very equal. And they're. I think they're, like I said, Eagles defense isn't bad. I just think they give up too many big plays. They're able to, like, I think they had like 2 or 3 like fourth down stops against the Chargers, something like that. So I don't know. I think they're going to be able to stop the run or slow it down and put the ball in Teddy Bridgewater's hands, which is going to be nice. And if they can run the ball, something that I guess, I don't know, were the Cowboys able to run? I feel like they weren't able to run the ball very well against the Broncos.
We
I
had
feel
no
like Kim
offense at
Dooney.
all.
It was first off, it was they kept moving because of the injury to their line or whatever. They had moved the linemen. I think like 3 of their linemen they moved to new positions that they hadn't played at all this season. So it was one of those things. Like I'm not going to blame it on the run game for the Cowboys. There, it was the line honestly that was kind of messed up. So that would be the only thing I would say about.
I'm just gonna take the Eagles to win outright plus 135. I'll fuck over the spread, but I'll just take the Eagles outright.
Yeah. Miles said before that this is an interesting game. I have zero interest in this game at all.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. I will get ready to see Broncos team back to normality here after their huge win against the Cowboys. But yeah, I agree with you. I think this is a coin flip game. So when I'm looking at it and I see the value, I see plus 135 Eagles. So I would take Eagles money line just because I don't know what the fuck's going to happen here at all. I have no opinion at all. Who knows how either team's going to show up. So in that case, I would just take Eagles money line. And that's all I have to say about that. Frosty.
Yeah, give me the Eagles. This was actually my second lock of the week. If I do, this would be the second one. I like what the Eagles have been doing, even though they have been losing. Their team has been slowly coming together. They definitely have the backfield figured out now for their run game. I think, like I said, Denver got lucky with the offensive line being injured for the Cowboys this last week and really being able to mix match and outcoach. They literally every aspect of that Cowboys game got outcoached. It was one of those things. So even though they're going against a rookie head coach in Philadelphia, I still like the way they're moving, and I like that they're taking a lot of the responsibility out of Jalen Hurts' hands, just like the Browns do with Baker Mayfield. They're taking less out of his hands and making him feel like he has to do everything. And so it's making it for a more gelled offense. So I like the Eagles on this one. I thought the Browns for sure were just going to blow the season up, they obviously gave away Von Miller. You thought for sure coming off that next week. Yeah, the Broncos, sorry. And gave away Von Miller, and you thought for sure they're just going for draft picks and going to try to be in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. But I like the Eagles on this one. It's just that value you get from the straight, win. I'm taking the Eagles on this one.
Okay. All right. Seahawks at Packers. And look, like I said, I want to emphasize the Eagles' defense and how they were able to stop fourth down conversions with the Chargers. I think they give up big plays, and I think that's what kills them. We have an annoying co-host that's invisible, stating a fact that yes, they give up. They have like a 75% passing completion to the league at this point. That being said, I still don't think they're that bad in my personal opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Um,
and they're also playing the Broncos, so
yeah, I guess what I have to say and illustrate this is to better my argument. I like what the Eagles can do against the Broncos in that way. Well, we move on. Seahawks at Packers. Um, this is a Packers team that will have Aaron Rodgers, right? It'll be
He'll be back.
I don't know. Okay, and then this will have Russell Wilson, right? Um, that being said, 3.5 at home Packers. I'll take it. I think it'll be a quick one for me. Um, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be back, going to be sharing his feelings, and um, I'll just take Packers for that game. Easy.
yeah, I'm assuming the line's moving because of Russell Wilson or I don't even know. I knew I was gonna bet on the Packers. I was like, wait up, the like the public or the sharps are gonna bet on the Seahawks. Like I'm gonna sit it out, wait. And another thing I didn't want to do is bet on the fucking Packers and then 2 days later say, oh, Aaron Rodgers, he's out for the season, COVID man, whatever, Kyrie Rodgers. But as long as Aaron Rodgers plays this game, I do not see that the Seahawks can win. Like
Mm-hmm.
eh, everyone's like, "Oh, yeah, we got Russell Wilson back. Cool." They were still
Oh.
bad. They were still bad when they had Russell Wilson. So, I mean, yeah, they're better, but they're not a good team. And the Packers, in my opinion, are a top 3 team with Aaron Rodgers. And then the Seahawks are mediocre. So, this game, unless I'm running into that week 1 Saints thing and I just don't understand this game at all, I think the Packers should be up to at least like 6. So yeah, I'm as long as everything holds true and some random person doesn't get COVID or something, uh, Packers -3 would probably be my lock. But I'm a little scared. But yeah, Packers -3.5.
Yeah, on this one, I'm taking the Packers, especially with Aaron Rodgers. He's literally going to be coming off of missing a week of football, resting the whole time, and from his interviews and everything that's been happening, sounds like COVID didn't hit him all that hard. So I'm leaning more towards Aaron Rodgers against Russell Wilson, like you were saying, Al, beforehand. Even when they had Russell Wilson, they were still a bad team. It's not like they were an amazing team.
Yeah,
So
they weren't
it's
like the 2015 Seahawks or whatever.
yeah,
I
and
think people think that. I don't know.
you're having Russell Wilson coming off of an injury.
Right.
He's obviously been doing his pregame routines, but other than that, I don't see a way that the Packers can't win this by like 7. There's no way that I see, especially with Rodgers coming back. You'll have Aaron, like the run game's amazing right now for the Packers. I don't see a way that AJ Dillon and why can't I think of his name?
Jones, Aaron
Aaron
Jones,
Jones.
Aaron Jones. Why Aaron Jones and
Devontae
AJ Dillon?
Adams.
Yeah,
All these
like
people
why
getting
you
rest
can't.
too, and like
The
like
only
you said,
injury that you saw was obviously they lost their big tight end, which I thought the Packers would have gone out before the trade deadline and tried to get Ebron, but they didn't. It's one of those things. I just don't see Seattle being that close of a team to the Packers right now.
Okay. Sunday Night Football. Chiefs at Raiders. Before we discuss things, I had a lock of the week. I think I might done changed it.
Oh man, this guy.
Think I might
I
done
think
changed
this
it.
is the first time that Miles is seeing the lines and he's making his decision on the on the fly. It's not doing
Raiders
good
at
research.
Chiefs Chiefs at Raiders. It's got a 2.5 point spread. The the Packers last week, if they just had any type of competent kicker, or if they had a somewhat decent quarterback, not only do they win, but they win by 10 points against the Chiefs. The Chiefs, and I said this on the podcast last week, and this is why I made the Packers my play. The Chiefs have made it so apparent that their only goal is to give Tyreek Hill, figure out a way to give him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
To where if you can limit that, you're in a great position. That being said, I think the Raiders, who lost last week to the Giants, who I didn't think were that great of a team, it's a division game. The Raiders know how to play the Chiefs. The Raiders come to play the Chiefs. Raiders are at home. That I think the Las Vegas Stadium is a stadium that we need to take into account. I like Raiders at plus 120. I wish it was like plus 135 or something better, but
it honestly may have been 130, and then I think it moved. I'm not sure though.
But I'd like them to win outright. This Chiefs thing, it's clearly still going off history and ignoring the present.
Mm-hmm.
If they were actually what we thought they were in a team last week, they would have won that game by 20 plus. But they barely covered, or they did not cover their spread.
They couldn't even cover.
So I got to go with Raiders. Raiders have shown me more than the Chiefs have.
Yeah, I fully agree with Miles here. I think this line's overinflated. I think the public are still just right. I think they're like the old mom, like I'm gonna take the Chiefs, like Patrick Mahomes minus 2.5. Have y'all seen Travis Kelce's MTV show? Like I don't. There's no reason why they should be favored here. Like I'm rolling with my squad, my second NFL team, Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, they almost they played it close last week. Yeah, I mean Miles said it perfectly in the sense that no Aaron Rodgers. That game they should have won that. Like old Chiefs from a year ago would have won that game by 21, and they won by 6. So they have no offense. They don't really have their defense is playing a little bit better, but their offense is just looking sus, man. They look sus. It's all Tyreek. I think Travis I bet on his under last week. That hit. I think he's like kind of a shell of himself. They have like no running game at all. Another thing that some people had brought up about Mahomes is that I think that he's dealing with a lot of like life problems that might not be like in the realm of, or that people aren't really talking about. Like he just had a kid. I think that is a big deal. Your brother is like every week causing an ordeal with his like TikToks, and his wife is like in it too. And I mean, you can see his frustrations in the TikToks. You're like, dude, y'all are literally living off of my fame. Like his brother is famous because of him. And I think that would have to bother anybody. Like he's literally like, all you'll have to do is just shut up and you're like living the life, and they can't even do that. They have to be in the public eye, and I think that has to bother him. Like it would bother anybody, even as like keel as that guy seems, like it has to at least like annoy him, right? And then yeah, I mean the kid thing has to be a decent deal too. I mean Tom Brady talks about it all the time in the sense that his recovery and his sleep and all that kind of all that stuff I think is huge. So yeah, I mean I think the Raiders are probably the best team in the AFC West in my opinion, at least as of now. So yeah, I think moneyline Raiders is my play here. And another thing too, and I don't know how much I love it anymore. I'd like to hear y'all's opinion, but I took the under on this game.
Yeah.
So on this game, first, Alex, how badly do you want to be Jackson Mahomes right now?
Oh,
like
so
how bad do you really want to be Jackson Mahomes right now? First off, Jackson Mahomes going to Vegas, it's going to be lit. It's going to be nice.
That's true.
But still, I'm going to take the Raiders.
That alone could cause issues right there. Kind of what I
I'm
was
gonna take
saying.
the Raiders. Hopefully, Jackson Mahomes gets arrested in Vegas. That'd be great. That'd be an amazing story for the NFL. NFL Network would be all over that. But I like. I hate to say it, Derek Carr's playing way better ball than Patrick Mahomes right now, and the way that team has really galvanized, especially with everything that's happened, everything that all the all the drama with Gruden, with Ruggs, and then with who would just this last
Damon
week,
Arnett.
yeah, with him too. Like it's ridiculous how good of a team they still are with all of this stuff that's coming. Like that's all noise inside the building. They're not even supposed to like be that. Like when Gruden was gone, everybody kind of blew it up and was like, "Oh, this team's gonna fall apart at the seams." And they ended up, I think, winning 2 in a row right there. After that whole incident happened, I love the Raiders at this position. They're in one of my potential teasers where I put them up past 2.5, obviously. And so I don't see why Kansas City is favored in this game.
Yeah.
You're giving me,
I said, it's
you're
just
giving me a home
the public.
underdog.
It's the people that don't watch football and they're just like they're still living in the old 2 years ago Chiefs. They're not actually watching that team.
This is one of my favorite home underdog games of the year right here. It's plus 2.5. I love that for them. I think the line should be a pick 'em right now, honestly. Especially with the news of Arnett and everything like that. It should probably still be a pick 'em. But Mahomes still, he just doesn't. Something's wrong. It's off the field, I think, and it's ruining his mechanics. He's not playing like he's enjoying football right now, and that's the thing that when he plays like he enjoys football, it's amazing to watch. It truly is, and he needs to somehow. Andy Reid needs to reset that somehow for him. Obviously, no run game for Kansas City. They're just gonna rush 3 and drop 8 back. They're gonna do the same game plan every team has done against Kansas City to give them issues. That is literally what the Raiders are gonna do. So I love this matchup for the Raiders. I think this is obviously going to be a statement win for them in their own division for the Raiders, and they win this game, they pretty much control that division for themselves right now.
Yeah, I think the Raiders really understand the volume of this game. What it means, for sure. So the next game, Monday Night Football. This was, I guess, my previous lock of the week, and I have switched it up since the past hour. Rams at 49ers. Short and sweet. The Rams losing last week. I think it's going to spark something into them. I think there's when a good team loses, I think it can always be a positive thing. And I think they kind of got outclassed and a little bit embarrassed because you thought that the whole Von Miller edition, Aaron Donald, yada yada against the Titans, it's big energy, and they really got outclassed by the Titans last week. That being said, I still like the Rams. Cardinals beat the crap out of the 49ers with their backup quarterback and Colt McCoy, and without really key pieces offensively. So 49ers, if I were to take the 49ers right now, I'm going off of the past, like the Chiefs. So I'm going to go with the Rams present and lock that in.
Yeah. I mean, the 49ers are like 1-5 in their last 6, and their win is against the Bears, which I even think that game was like a toss-up almost. Like they won by 10, but it was almost like an inflated victory. So yeah, I agree with Miles here. I think Rams are the play. I've been kind of saying that the 49ers are kind of overrated all season. I think that was one of my week 1 like hot takes, is that they would like be last in the division. I think I said that right. I think I did.
Yeah.
And they're looking. I'm pretty sure I did. And now they're looking like they're not that guy. So yeah, like Robert said, I mean, I think Shanahan is starting to get a little flack
He's
for
going to
his
be
coaching now.
he'll be on
Finally,
the hot seat after this
right?
season.
I think it's almost it's like Pete Carroll almost like everyone just talks so highly of him and they're never just like wait a second, like is he the problem? Like that's kind of what I'm thinking. Uh, so I mean I think the Rams had a bad loss, but I still, the whole Stafford thing with his like two interceptions, like right by the goal line, it's not gonna happen again. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think you have to take Rams like at least to like a touchdown. So I
Mhm.
haven't bet on this yet, but yeah, probably I'll wait because I almost have a feeling that people are gonna bet on the 49ers. And then once that happens, day of, I'm gonna take the Rams. But yeah, -3.5, I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it short. I'm going the Rams on this. San Francisco, their only chance of redeeming their season was last week. I really thought they
Mhm.
had a chance against the Cardinals, especially with the injuries to that team, but just can't seem to put it together. They're 0-4 at home, and they are absolutely garbage at home. So I don't understand how you can lose so many at home. But it's one of those things. I think the Rams got unlucky last week. Like you were saying, now those two picks don't happen again
Yeah.
with Matthew Stafford, and obviously with the addition of Von Miller to the Rams, I don't see Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be running for his life, and I could see possibly a Jimmy Garoppolo injury, and then Trey Lance comes in. So Jimmy Garoppolo just looks like he's no longer that guy, and he's not a he'll be a great backup somewhere, I think is what it's going to ultimately be. And Shanahan, after this year, is going to get one more year with the guy they picked, Trey Lance, to see
Mhm.
if he is, if it's the coaching or what exactly it is. But they'll give him one more year after this year, especially obviously with the, you know, coaching tree he comes from with his dad and everything like that. I don't think they let him go until they give him 1 year with Trey Lance fully.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I still think I want to give Shanahan the benefit of the doubt just because, I guess overrated you can say in the sense though that, really you got to look at it as like his quarterbacks and like they're not very good, you know, and then he keeps losing his starting running backs. Um, so he has a lot going against him. I get that, but I guess I'm not ready to really. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough
It's
because
the NFL.
I
You
like
gotta win.
Shanahan.
Gotta win.
Yeah, you got to win. Yeah. So that being said, that's our weeks. Our week 10. We're about to go over the locks. I've been doing pretty freaking good with these locks, man. I'm telling you, man. I don't know what it is, but I can't miss with these locks. Um, that being said, we're going Raiders. If the Raiders to win outright, so put that in the parlay. Screw the +2.5. Go win.
You just want to do
Um,
straight. We can do straight
straight
wins.
up,
Okay.
they're gonna win that game. Fuck a spread. Dude, I can't. No flame, like no cockiness. I could not tell you all the last lock of the week.
It was like 3 weeks
So
ago, I think.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey
Um,
guys, anyone listening right now? Yeah, Miles is 10-0. He has not lost one
dude.
pick.
We
No, there
started the
was one
lock
where me and
at
Frost
like
won and
week
you lost.
6.
I don't. Yeah, no,
Yeah, it was one
you
time. I
lost
think
like
you
two
lost.
or 3 weeks. I don't remember what it was exactly, but
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I think you've lost one lock of the week. I had that skid where I went lost to 2 or 3
We'll
lock of
see.
the weeks.
I'll go back
But in
and I'll try
total,
to
I mean, we're like 13-6 or something like that. I have it on record now, but
Okay. Chiefs outright. Alex, what do you got?
wait, Frost, what's yours?
You said
Or
Raiders
not Chiefs.
outright, not
Raiders.
Chiefs.
Raiders.
Okay,
What's
there you
your
go.
Right.
what's yours, Frost?
Mine's the Patriots outright.
Okay, I'm
I
I'm
don't
uh
I don't see a way they lose that game.
okay. I'm flipping mine because I didn't want to take yours. But at this moment now, I'm gonna go Packers -3.5. Switching
Mm.
from Titans 2.5. I have more faith and I feel good handing off my love to Aaron Rodgers than I do uh, Tannehill. So
Gotcha.
Okay.
So you're taking 3.5. Me and Mills, are taking outright. Taking New England. That puts us at odds at plus 749.
wow,
So
I think I'm gonna do that actually. I might do it
Mhm.
just like money line just to like make it more of a.
oh yeah.
more
If
of
you
a
do money
stream.
line, it's probably at like 4 or something is what it's
Yeah.
going to be at.
Or maybe I'll do like -3, like buy the points or something like that. But or at least for the Packers, just to like really
Um,
be safe. But I like that. I think that's a good bet.
real quick, the season ended right now. Who would be the MVP? Who would be your most, or who would be your MVP? Who would be your comeback player? And then who would be your coach of the year? Real quick.
Comeback player, I feel like that's like a lock.
For
Me.
for
For who?
For
who?
Dakota.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, if it
I
stopped,
think it's like
if it stopped,
-500 for him to win comeback player of the year.
if
So
it stopped right now, I could see that. Is Debo Samuel in that?
I just can't see
I
that
think
them
so, but
giving
I don't know if he's going to be up there.
right.
I guess, dude. He's had a baller season, and he was out
I can
all that
see,
shit.
but I remember I looked at it because that was a bet that I made, and Dak was only like -140 when I took it, and now he's at like -500 or something like that.
It's because Joe started playing bad. Joe Burrow was on his neck.
Yeah, but even so, I
Um,
mean, the way that Dak got hurt was like even more like of a big deal. You know what I mean? Like,
no, no.
you don't
What?
think so?
What do you wait? What are
I
you
just
trying
think
to
I
say?
think that his
The
like
injury
ankle
is
was.
worse,
Have you seen the photo?
Alex.
I think
Please
it. No,
listen to
I'm
me.
I'm saying that it makes more sense in like a what would be the word? Like
Go on.
A knee. Wait, are you saying that the ankle, like breaking your ankle, is more impactful than tearing your ACL,
I think it's just like
MCL, and
a
meniscus?
media thing. Like the media wants to give it to Dak is kind of what I'm saying. And because
Oh, okay.
he's been like Burrow's also a lot younger, so it makes more sense to give it to Dak. I feel like.
Mm. I think if whatever. I mean, I agree with that, but I don't know if you were saying the injuries. If you're comparing the injuries, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Who would
no,
be
I
your
mean,
comeback, Frost?
I think comeback player of the year. It'd probably be Dak just because of the magnitude, how well that team's been doing, especially right now. If it ended right now, we'll see how they string along their games towards the end of the season. But since they have such a shitty division they're in, I don't see him losing that award.
Mm-hmm.
If he was playing in a tougher division, maybe. But he's still playing amazing. I like. You throw Carson Wentz's name in there, but he's not doing as well
No,
as Dak, and I don't think it's considered a comeback player because he wasn't injured. I guess,
he's
or
bad.
yeah, he's just real bad.
wait, who? Sorry,
Carson
Carson Wentz.
Wentz.
he's third
Um,
on here.
he's third
How?
on comeback, so he is
He's
eligible.
plus
Okay,
1600, and there's
okay,
no Devo Samuel. At least I'm looking at Bovada. It goes
yeah,
Dak, Joe Burrow, then Carson Wentz.
Are they
yeah,
all
but
quarterbacks?
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be all
Derwin
quarterback.
James is fourth. Nick Bosa, Von Miller are like
Yeah, it's going to be a quarterback.
yeah.
Yeah, so if we did that, that's where it would be. Coach of the year, obviously, you're probably looking towards, unfortunately, that horrible Arizona head coach that's just getting lucky all of a sudden. That guy, and then I love what I hate to say it, like what Bill Belichick is starting to string along, but I'm never going to put him in as coach of the year because he's the greatest. He's already the greatest ever, so it's he doesn't have a whole lot to do, but with the talent he's gotten and everything with Brady leaving, he's doing an amazing job. You probably lean towards lean towards Arizona. Even LaFleur has been doing amazing, with what he's had to deal with, especially with Aaron Rodgers and everything that organization's been kind of dealing with off the field. So I think Arizona will get it for the head coach of the year, but that's just right now, obviously.
I think for me, I mean, Cliff.
I take it back. Sorry, I wasn't even thinking. Vrabel.
Yeah.
He'd be my number 2. He would be my number 2 right now.
That's what I was gonna say. So Cliff being a team that won without him, and then a team where he won without key pieces. Best record right now in the National Football League. He would definitely be one of them. But one that I think, and then Mike Vrabel that we talked about, of course. If this team though, I know I did the now, but it would be. I think we need to look into Sean Payton. If he can pull out any type of like major playoff winning, or like they can make a good run, win that division, even you never know. He could have a good, really good odds.
He's put that team in a great position right now, like especially with all the injuries. You're on your third string. Like I don't know how he's doing it.
All that stuff. It'd be very interesting to see if he can do something. And then MVP, I think, is Tom Brady for me right now. It would be Derrick Henry if he didn't get hurt, but I think for MVP right now, it's Tom Brady. I just like him too much.
Yeah,
he's nice.
Mine's Cliff. Comeback is Dak, and MVP Tom Brady. Tom Brady, Cliff, Dak.
Yeah, my MVP is either going to be Tom Brady or Lamar. They're kind of side by side for me in what they're doing right now for their teams individually. So that would be, I mean, without Lamar, the Ravens are probably way worse than obviously with the record show. They're probably 2-6 then at that point if they didn't have Lamar. So it's I just don't. He brings so much to the table for that team. But yeah, that'd be my 2 MVPs right there.
All right, so those are Week 10 picks.
The only thing left I gotta do is the teasers.
Oh yeah, you got your
yeah. So the
we're gonna put before you say this, tease my pick. We're gonna have Frosty's teaser on our Twitter tonight, right? And you guys can look at it. But yeah, go ahead, Frost. What do you got?
All right. So the first round, when we were talking about it, obviously in the beginning, love that 7.5. The rule of these teasers is you always want to knock them down to below 3 or above 7. That's the rule of thumb when it comes to these teasers. You never really want any even numbers sometimes, but you want to get them below that point spread. So the first teaser I have is Baltimore is going to be part of the teasers. We're moving them down 6 points down to 1.5. So pretty much a pick 'em. They just have to win. I love that one. And I moved Minnesota. Minnesota was at +3. I moved them up 6 points to +9. Like I said, they keep games close. The last few games, it's all been within 7 points. I love them to cover it if it's +9. Obviously at that situation. So that's like my lock teaser. I love that combo. The second teaser I've already sent to Al, and we're kind of going a little back and forth on this one, but it's going to be moving the line of the Steelers game. It was when I locked it in on Tuesday, it was at 8. Bovada's already changed their numbers to 9 now, but I did move it down to 2.5. So they just have to win by a field goal. I love their odds on, relying on Chris Boswell to obviously hit a game-winning field goal again. And the Dallas game I moved down to 2.5. So they just have to win by 2.5. It's going to be a bounce-back game for Dallas. I think they'll get all their ducks in a row. Defensively, they won't break down the way they did against Denver. And their offensive line should be able to manage. But that's why I like that one. The final one for the teasers, this was already one of your pick-ems, but it was the Raiders. Ended up moving them up to 8.5. So they just have to cover by 8.5 points, which is amazing. And then Baltimore, I put them back in there to -1.5. So I love that one too. Probably tease 1 and tease 3 are my top twos when it comes to the odds of winning. Whenever you tease them, by the way, the rule of thumb, you're obviously you're doing a 2-game parlay. You're getting them at -120 for the odds. So you bet 10, you win 8.3 roughly for the games. So you kind of want to make it certain that it's for sure wins. My teases last week, I think I put 3 out there. They went 1, 2, lost 1 because of the stupid Giants game with the Raiders. But that would be my teases of the week.
Okay, sweetness. Once again,
I have one teaser, kind of going off of Frost a little bit. I would say one thing that I've learned, I don't really like to double dip on bets. That's one thing I've learned. So I just saw that you had the Ravens on 2 of them.
Yeah, I have 2.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I still like it, but I'm just saying. Sometimes I think that's what happened with the Bengals. I had them on like 5 different parlays, and they fucking choked every single one of them. But mine was Cowboys -3 and Jets +19. That's my teaser.
Yeah, I think with Mike White officially starting, I think that would be a lock for the Jets covering that.
Yeah.
I'll do one. Everyone's doing one. I'll do one. I'll do +14 for the Lions. Kind of going against Frost a little bit. Well, not really. I mean, I think.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think you're fine there.
Both of them can win, right?
Yeah, because I mean, yeah.
So +14, I'll take Lions. I'll take +8.5 all day and tomorrow for the freaking Raiders, and I'll do -3 for the Colts. I'm gonna do that parlay. -3 for the Colts against the Jaguars.
Yeah,
that put it down because they're
3-way teaser.
Yeah, you're doing a
3-way teaser. Yep. -3 Colts, +14 Lions, and then +9.5.
We got
+8.5.
We got to take this. We have a first time chat right here
from
Ian Fox 22. I'm hyped right now, my boy or girl.
Hey, Ian.
He said, "Do you think so?" We're taking this. We'll run this for 3 hours now. He said, "Do you think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC right now?" Miles, I'll let you go first.
I'll go first. Best in the AFC? No. And the only reason why I would say no is because the wins that they've had aren't convincing. Of course, you had the division loss to the Bengals, which was bad. And then you have their close wins with teams like the Lions. They had a close win last week with the Vikings. If I had to go the best team in the AFC, I don't want to say it's the Titans, but I have to say I would probably say Bills. I would probably still say Bills, just because I trust them a little bit more. I still think the Ravens will probably win the AFC North. Just the wins aren't convincing me. I think they're really honing in on, like we talk about Lamar a lot, right? Justin Tucker really matters. I think if they didn't have Justin Tucker, they would lose a lot more games.
I'd be curious. He might be the only kicker in the league to make a difference in the line change, right?
You look at the Packers situation, like they're great everywhere except for their kicker. That can be devastating in the playoffs, like when it comes down to it. So you got to be very careful there. He's probably it's Lamar, and then Justin Tucker is probably one of their top 5 like important players. Like I think he's up there.
This is how I would make my decision for best AFC team. You put a gun to my head. You say, "Hey, I have to pick a team in the AFC to win the Super Bowl, or I'm gonna die." I'd go Buffalo Bills. I would have to ride with Buffalo.
I'd go Buffalo. You look at the remaining schedule too; they have a patty cake schedule for the remaining schedule. So I don't see really too many losses for them left. I think they probably. I mean, what do we have? How many more games in the season do we have left?
Like
6,
7.
Like,
or 7. So I think worst, they maybe go 5-2 for the remaining. So they're 10-15. And even then, I think they win outright. Like, I think they're going to start going on a streak now where the only tough team they have left is obviously the Patriots.
Yeah. For me, I would go Bills 1, kind of what y'all were saying. I just think I feel safer with the Bills. I think we know what they are. They're a really good defense. And when it comes to Josh Allen, I just like trust him in like the final minutes more than I do Lamar. And then I think the Ravens are 2 right now. I would say they're the second best. And then
over the Titans.
Yeah, especially with Derrick Henry going down, I would say the Ravens are 2. And then I mean you have to at least say that the Chiefs, not currently, but when it comes to like Super Bowl, or like AFC Championship type thing, that they might get it together.
If I gave
They're
you,
dead.
if I gave you $2,000, and I say, hey, you can pick between the Chiefs or the Titans to win the AFC Championship,
I would go
who would you pick?
Chiefs. Just because I just trust Mahomes more. I don't see the Titans like getting that far. I see them playing the Ravens.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
what? So okay, so
or like what Frost said. I think the Titans, if they go up against like the Patriots
they go
or something,
up against
they're
the
going to
Patriots,
lose.
that could be an issue.
I mean, I like them in the regular season, like when it comes to betting and stuff, but like when it comes down to like the nitty gritty, like I have to pick between Mahomes versus Tannehill or something. I'm always going to take quarterback, and I might be biased. And I'm agreeing with y'all right now. Right now,
you're literally one of those old people that you just stated earlier. Where
you're the old grandma that you.
No, I know. Well, these what I'm saying is that in 2 months, I believe currently that
because you
the
have
Chiefs
that bet.
will make the
playoffs. Because you have that
playoffs.
stupid ass bet that they would get over like 10 wins or something this season. Or I can't remember what bet you put. I don't think they will.
Right. No, I mean, right now they're not good, but I'm having faith that in 2 months they look like a different team. That's all I'm saying. And when I would have to bet on which team would make it to the Super Bowl, and I'm looking at the Titans, who I feel like their ceiling isn't very high. And when I look at the Chiefs, and they might be lower than them now, but I think that they have like a higher ceiling, is what I'm trying to say. We've seen what they've done in the past 2 years, and the Titans always choke it. So that's what I'm going off of. But
all right.
I'm not saying currently, but what you're saying, if I had to say, okay, you're going to pick the Titans or the Chiefs to make it to the Super Bowl, I would pick the Chiefs. That's how I look at it. And with that being said, I still don't think that they're good right now.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So we went over our comment. I think this is our first real respectable that we care about comment in our chat.
We're gonna have to get him a shirt. Or
exactly.
We'll get him a shirt.
Merch.
Get you some merch. We'll get your information after this. We'll get you some merch. But yeah, tease my pick, one word, on our Twitter. We're gonna get that set up. We have it. Yeah, it's in the basic form right now, but we're gonna get it set up very soon. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say or list or anything. Just look.
No, obviously, look at the this week for Kansas City. I think Kansas City, this is going to be a huge game for them. This is kind of a make or break for their season, especially in their own division. If they don't win this game, they could be dead in the water. Like it could be over because you're looking at the Patriots taking a spot in the playoffs, and you're looking at the Colts possibly taking a spot in the playoffs if they can make a run. So I don't see Miami anywhere near there. Even the Chargers, like you're looking at the Chargers too. Like the Chargers are top of, they're 5-3 right now. and the Raiders, like it's just I just don't see out of their own division, like the Chiefs, if they don't win this game, I think they're going to be fighting for third when it comes to the Chargers and Raiders.
Mhm.
Like it'll be really close.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, good.
Yeah, I was just looking at the odds. Okay, they're actually the same. Bills are number 1 at plus 290 to win the AFC Championship. Titans are plus 500. Ravens are plus 550, and then the Chiefs are plus 550. Every team
I
after
don't
that
know
are
why
plus
people-
1,000 plus. So
Mhm.
we're basically, I mean, it's a fair debate. Is kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Right? So
I got you.
So that was week 10. Look for our Twitter. We're gonna post our teasing parlays that we discussed, and we'll see you guys next week. And this is Tease My Pick.
every Wednesday night for
Every
Ian
Wednesday
Fox,
night.
my dog.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You like 'em.
Get out
Thank
of
you.
here.